Normally, I would start by saying, I hope you guys are having a good day. Normally, I would start by saying, yo, and all that. Not that kind of stream today, people. Not that kind of stream. Chelsea, Chelsea were embarrassing. Chelsea were embarrassing tonight. We were playing against relegation fodder Leeds United. We're playing against a team that has been so poor, that has been struggling, and yet in their white kits tonight, they looked like they were Real Madrid. They didn't even give us the respect of playing a low block. They came out, they attacked, and they prevailed. Enzo Maresca, the lineup, Enzo Maresca was taking the mickey, was taking the piss. Enzo Maresca was arrogant in his lineup. There was no need, there was no reason for him to play a makeshift right back today. I don't care about rotation. I don't care. You have got a fully fit Malo Gusto who is able to play, and yet you decide to play Chalobah, who has been one of our best centre backs, out of position, so you could fit in TOSIN. TOSIN. What do I say about TOSIN? What do I say about TOSIN? How many times this season has he cost us games? How many times this season has he made mistakes that have cost us games? Estevar William tonight, he looked like Lamine Yamal coming to the bridge. Clueless. Fouling for no apparent reason. One of the biggest issues we've had is discipline. And one of the players I actually looked at and thought to myself, this guy's got a level head, was Estevar William. And even he lost his cool today. Today, we are going to be reviewing the shambolic performance by Chelsea Football Club, the managerial decisions and the impact that it had on the game tonight. And if there are any positives, we'll try to find them and we'll try to talk about them. But lads, as you're coming into the stream, do me a massive favor and smash the like button. I know you guys don't feel like hitting the like button today. I don't feel like making a stream today. But here we are. Here we are. So do me a favor, smash the like button on the stream. Let's get it out to as many people as possible. Maybe someone will hear it. Someone will hear it and do something about it. I don't know. Maybe. Wishful thinking, I know. But make sure you put your comments in the chat. Keep us in the loop in regards to your ideas and your thoughts and opinions, and we will try to address them as and when possible. Well, big up to everyone. Big up to Matt. Big up to Nee. Welcome, boys. Welcome, lads. How you guys doing?
We're doing well. Doing very well. I'm doing very well. I'm doing very well. Very well.
At least someone is. Because it ain't me. It ain't Chelsea.
You need to tell me how the hell you're doing very well after a result like that and a performance like that. I need to know, man.
Infected comment. Doing very well. Not well. Yeah, very well.
One of them ones. All right.
But anyway, Mo. What a stupid game did we all witness today? Enzo Maresca did not know what he was going to face. This is dirty Leeds. This is how they play football. They've been playing like this since 1980.
Do you think Maresca even knows the history of this fixture for us? Because Leeds United played like they knew. They played like they knew.
The thing is, though, Leeds didn't play against us today like they've been playing. This is the first time they've started with a back five this season. Do you know what I mean? So they experimented against us today. That is what makes it worse. We didn't play a Leeds that have been playing the same way that they've been playing this whole season. We played a Leeds that decided to try something new.
Let me say
Tried
this.
tried something new, but guess what? What they tried worked. We've been trying to do this rotation for every time Enzo Maresca fixes something that isn't broken. Guess what happens? He breaks something that's been fixed. Enzo Maresca did not have to do all those changes that he did today. I get it. We've got a lot of games coming up, but what's the point of the games if we're going to be losing against Leeds? What's the point of the hard work that we put in against Arsenal, down to 10 men, grinding out a result against Arsenal, and then coming to Leeds and just dropping 3 points? So what's the point? I don't understand. Look, Enzo Maresca, good days, bad days. But his bad days, boy, do they stink. Boy, do they stink. Enzo Maresca today fumbled it from the get-go. And it clearly he knows what needs to be done, because in the second half we came out fighting. Guys, in that first half, I was looking at it, and I even said this to Dan, Chelsea Dan, 100%, a proper Chelsea Dan, on his stream. I said to him, do you know what? Chelsea are still on the M1 because they haven't arrived at the bridge, and this is like 20 minutes into the game. Chelsea in that first half were lethargic, were fatigued, were knackered. Chelsea that we saw against Barcelona, Chelsea that we saw against Arsenal, they were taking the game by the scruff of the neck, and they were pushing. They were assertive, they were pressing. They were. In this first half, we were knackered. But clearly, we weren't knackered, because in the second half, we gave it a go. I don't know what. I mean, was it the instructions from Enzo Maresca on top of the lineup? I mean, what was going on? Someone explain it to me. I'm confused. I'm confused.
Well, let me come in and jump in a second. Before coming live, I was listening to Daniel Falcao, which is the Leeds United manager, and they strategized. They played strategically the way that to frustrate Chelsea. They said they will attack Chelsea highly on the pitch, trying to frustrate Chelsea to go for long balls. And when that long balls are being kicked in, they have players that will win all 50 balls, all 50-50, because of they know who are in the middle of the pitch. Because they know definitely Chelsea are going to rest certain players. That's what he said. And he said it worked perfectly to the way we strategize, the way we train during during practice and everything. So what I don't think that Enzo Maresca, I'll say some of the players that he put on the pitch were wrong. I think he's right. These are employees of Chelsea Football Club, and definitely they have to do a job. Just like we cannot play Reece James, we cannot play Fofana, because those players, they are just on a line on a ticking time bomb. Any little thing, they'll be gone for like 3 months, and that's what he's worried about. That's what he's scared about.
Malo Gusto played today.
I
Malo
know.
Gusto played, and he had to play from a point where we were chasing the game, which meant he had to put in, a harder shift, because now we're chasing, now we're pushing, now we're, we are the ones that are having to make all the the dangerous, the risky decisions. Had Malo Gusto started in that first half, it might not have been that. It might not have been that.
I agree with you. Everyone thought Malo Gusto would definitely go to start.
Look,
That was
I don't think any
from
one
Enzo.
player would have made that much of a difference today, man. I think it's fanciful to say that.
Matt, do you know what, Matt? Do you know what, Matt? There were players on that pitch, especially in that first half, that had no impact whatsoever. João Pedro, I didn't even see him have the ball in the first 20 minutes. Literally, I don't remember him passing it, shooting it, doing anything with it in the first 20 minutes of that game. João Pedro had a ghost. He was a ghost, literally. It's Casper Pedro. Yeah, he had no impact today.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I
And
don't think that Malo Gusto being on the pitch would have made that different, though.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
But what my concern is about the decision making. He takes off Delap, leaves Pedro on. Okay, and then you bring in Cole Palmer. So keep Delap on. Delap is your striker, and Delap was doing. He wasn't a ghost as Joao Pedro was. He
João
had a
Pedro
couple
made
of
more
shots.
happen in the game than Liam Delap did throughout the whole time that they were both on the pitch.
Liam Delap at least attacked their goal. At least attacked their goal.
I think the thing is, man, like for me, like to look for that, it was a bad starting lineup. It was bad instruction. The players were awful today. It was everything. It wasn't. We can't just point the finger at Maresca. We can't point their finger at the lineup. We can't just say, oh, if Malagusto would have been on the start, then maybe things would have been better. Like the whole thing, top to bottom, start to finish, was trash today. Awful. Mentality. The mentality of the club, top to bottom, manager to the subs bench, maybe apart from Pedro Neto, was trash today, man. It was bad. I think it's too easy to try and pick out one thing that could have made a bigger difference, because we had chances in the game, man. We had chances in the game, but the errors, the constant errors, the mistakes, the lethargy in the passing, the bad passes, the switching off, the lack of focus from everyone, man. Do you know what I mean? And I think the subs made were pretty good as well, to be honest. I think that was a reasonable reaction from Maresca to try and fix the game, but it was just everything, man, everything. And when there's only one problem, when it's only the starting lineup, or when it's only one player or whatever, do you know what I mean? You can fix those kind of problems, but when there's issues with everyone, there's not a huge amount you can do about that. Do you know what I mean?
It means there's no chemistry on the pitch. There's no togetherness. There's no balance on the pitch.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay, I'm asking this question: was the performance in the second half better than the first half?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, well, not really. The goal was good. Do you know what I mean? If you barrel it down to the fact that we scored a goal, then yeah. But part of the rest of it,
we were
not
more
really.
assertive, Matt. We were more assertive. We were more. In the first half, we looked like we were lagging. We were tired. We were fatigued. In the second half, there was more energy.
Mate, that goal.
In regards to output, it might not have been that much difference.
Mate,
but
that goal we conceded in the second half was so much worse than either of the goals we conceded in the first half.
Yeah, that goal was a disaster.
The highs might have been high, but the lowers were much more low. Do you know what I mean? So in average, I can't. Yeah, it's like, okay, we scored a goal in the second half, and there was a bit more attacking vibrance from the guys. Okay, fair enough, but that mate, that Calvert-Lewin goal, that was Graham Potter levels of bad, man. Do you know what I mean? And nothing in the first half was that bad. That header from Boyle, unbelievable header. Do you know what I mean? Really, really good. Yeah, we got caught on it, but really, really good. Strong set piece. The second goal from Tanaka, banged it, mate. Absolutely banged it. They caught us unawares, but great goal. Okay, that third goal was tragic from us. So, again, we can point to, okay, yeah, we performed a little bit better in the second half, but at our lowest moment in the second half was much worse than anything that happened in the first half. It was so bad, man. TOSIN was so bad for that goal.
Where do you put the blame, Matt? Where do you put the blame?
I've just told you, man. It's everywhere. It's top to bottom. I think it's hubris. I think the team and the manager maybe all together are riding off of, obviously the win against Burnley was good, and then there was the win against Barcelona, which obviously put everyone on top of the world, and there was this gritty, determined performance that we got from Arsenal, and I think that I think everyone has underestimated Leeds today. I think that is 100% what's happened. So I think the players have underestimated Leeds, and I think Maresca underestimated Leeds. I think what happened was the same thing that actually happened at the start of the Burnley game. I think we went into this game expecting a low block, and when there wasn't one, it caught us off guard, because Maresca set up for a low block, and he come out and said this against Burnley. He set up for a low block, he rectified it, we won the game. Cool. I think we saw a back five. So it was like, right, he set up for a low block. We saw this. This is why the starting formation actually made sense to me. I see a lot of people talking about Trevor Chalobah playing right back. It's like, he didn't play right back, man. He played right centre back of a back three, which is what we've been doing for the last 2 seasons. Do you know what I mean? So I don't agree with this argument that Trevor Chalobah should never play right back, because he doesn't play right back. He didn't play right back today. He played the right centre back of a back three, and Marc Cucurella was basically a shadow striker. If you're saying that Trevor Chalobah played right back, then you've also got to say that Marc Cucurella played left back, and he didn't. He was in midfield. He was up top. He was attacking. It made sense. If we were going to be up against a low block, Have your 3 guys at the back. Let Marc Cucurella get involved in pack out the midfield. Add more attacking impetus. Let Enzo Fernandez get more forward. I understood it, the idea tactically, but that's not what happened because that's not how Leeds played. They came at us with ferocity.
So when you saw these issues, you saw them.
Yeah.
You're a Chelsea fan.
Yeah.
Enzo Merska didn't see them.
I think that you can't make subs in the first 5 minutes. Do you know what I mean? It's like, when do you ever see that?
I've seen something. I've seen that before.
I've seen that happen. It doesn't happen. It doesn't
Those
happen
have done it
often.
before.
It doesn't happen often.
Do you know what I mean?
But it does happen. I mean, I think I'm trying to remember, but I think Pochettino did it once in his season. I'm trying to remember who the player was.
Felix, whatever his name is. Joao Felix.
Joao Felix. And I also think what's his name? The Spanish geezer who got on loan from Atletico. What's his name? I'm trying to remember his name.
Oh, Saul Niguez.
Saul Niguez. Yeah, I think he was substituted also before the end of the first half at some point.
Who would you have subbed after the 5 minutes? Who would you have subbed after the first 5 minutes for that goal?
I would have taken off TOSIN or Barry Shield, and I would have addressed it by putting a back four, because you're saying that we're playing a back three, and
we always play a back three.
I agree with you because I did see Cucurella, shadow striker. He was more assertive than João Pedro was. So I agree. Cucurella wasn't in that left back position, but if you are seeing that this way that you've lined up isn't working, address it. Bring Malo Gusto on. Have Malo Gusto invert and then have Cucurella invert. As we normally do.
I don't know, not in the first 5 minutes, man. I think that's disingenuous. I think that when Saul Niguez was like awful and barely played for us.
Matt, they didn't score in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, they did.
No,
it was like 4 minutes something. It was like 4 minutes something when they scored their first goal.
Was it 10 minutes?
No, it was like in the first 5 minutes, man.
It feels like it was
about 3 minutes or something.
No, it was like 4 minutes something, man, when they scored that first goal. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't 10 minutes. Do you know what I mean? And the thing is, the natural thing for any manager to do, if you concede a goal in the first 5 minutes, is to be like, right, well, stick it out because, do you know what I mean? We could, we can turn it around. So, Trevor Chalobah maybe playing as a right-sided centre-back isn't his best position. That's fair enough. But he wasn't playing right back, man. Do you know what I mean? He wasn't playing right back. And yeah, I don't know. I think if anything, it would have been like a desperate panic move to have made us. There wasn't a really obvious sub to make in the first 5 minutes of the game. And he made subs at half time. He made 2 subs at half time. He brought Gusto on for Badiashile, which is exactly what you were saying. Do you know what I mean? And we didn't concede that second goal until quite late in the first half. So there was no point in bringing him on then. Do you know what I mean? You when you've got 5 to 7 minutes to go, you do wait. You see it out and wait till the second half. Do you know what I mean? And this is what I mean, man. Do you know what I mean? It's really easy to try and point the finger at one person, but the players got to take some for this today, man. The players were tragic, top to bottom.
So I'm confused here, Matt. So we can't blame MERSCA.
Blame everyone, mate. You blame everyone. That's what I'm saying.
The buck stops with the manager. The manager is the one who set up that lineup. He set up that team.
Yeah,
so we all agree that he misread the way that Leeds were going to play because he set up the team for a low block.
Yeah.
Leeds didn't. So that's the thing. If you set your you set your team for one way and then you see the opposition is playing in a totally different way, adjust, react.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's so rare. You can react tactically. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, after that first 5 to 7 minutes, we had most of the ball until the next goal, and we looked like we were in the ascendancy. So things did settle down, and we were caught off guard again for the second goal. So it wasn't like it was slow and lethargic, yes, but we were in control for the most part. We were dominated by moments today. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't like.
I'm going to ask this question, and before you guys answer, before Matt and Nick answer this question, I want to see the chat answer this question first. This question is for you guys in the chat. After Fofana and Chalobah, which defender do you think is next in the pecking order? after Fofana and Chalobah, who would you play if you didn't want to play Fofana and Chalobah? Who would you bring on? Would it be for you, I'm asking the chat,
Oh,
in the chat, name me the next defender who you would want to see be playing. In the chat, I want to see it. There you go. There you go. There you go. Why wasn't he playing? Why wasn't this lad playing? Why was you playing TOSIN? Unless Josh is injured and I don't know about it. Why
He was
are
on
we
the bench,
playing?
wasn't he?
But why wasn't he playing? He has been the best defender outside of Fofana and Chalobah. He wasn't played. And he wasn't played. Is it because you played a back three? He's not used to a back three. I don't know. He seems to do. He is one of the best defenders that we have in our squad, playing the ball out from the back. And he is not. I don't like to trash players, but TOSIN has done this time and time and time again. You know, he makes these mistakes in our box that cost us goals. Either he's slow to react, he fumbles the ball, he can't turn and kick the ball. You've seen that happen time and time again, and yet you rely on him. You rely on him over a player who's had a couple of mistakes, but predominantly he's been playing really, really well. And yet he's not been given a chance to play. This, for me, would have been the perfect game for Josh. This game today would have been the perfect game for Josh. And yet, no. Chalobah and TOSIN.
All right, Josh, and I predict a starting lineup.
Look, I'm a fan of what's his name? Buddy Shile. I'm a fan of Buddy Shile. I love that player because I know statistically when he's ready, one of the best passers of the ball in Europe. He's one of them. But if Enzo Maresca is telling me or is telling us that Parma is not ready to start games because he hasn't built much fitness and because of that he can't start games, how on earth can Buddy Shile start games for us when he also haven't engaged himself in any
It's not.
football?
Players' physicalities aren't the same, though, are they? That's and Buddy Shield will do a lot less running and moving around than Cole Palmer would. I don't think that's a comparison you can make. To be fair, I understand on the face of it, it's like they've both been out for a while, so why is one starting? But I think they're such different players. They've got completely different physiques, and they had different problems as well. They had it wasn't like they
I actually felt sorry for Palmer today.
I've had the same explanation on why Reece James did not start certain games because he hasn't built much fitness. They're all defenders, aren't they?
Yeah, it's not as simple as that, man. Though, is it?
Different positions need different positions.
Yeah. It's like
Reece James expected to run more.
Right centre back. I mean,
it's like Cole Palmer and Buddy Shield have got two completely different roles. And they physically they play very differently. Do you know what I mean? If you swap them round, it'd be, do you know what I mean? And you ask one to do the other's role, then maybe
if you bring the player on the 60th minute to win a game, why won't you start him to start the game well?
It wasn't to win a game, Cole Palmer wasn't brought on to win the game. Cole Palmer was brought on to get minutes. Cole Palmer was supposed to be brought on to get minutes in the Arsenal game. The only reason he didn't is because we went down to 10 men. Cole Palmer wasn't brought on to win the game today. He was always going to come on at 60 minutes, always. Whether we were winning or losing, that was always going to happen. So the pressure wasn't put on Cole Palmer to come on and win this game. That he just needs to get minutes. Do you know what I mean? That was always going to happen.
If you want him to get minutes, why won't you start him? Make the game a little bit easier. But though he comes in the second half, he's trying to do extra work for him for Chelsea to win that game.
Mate, look at how much energy Leeds had at the start of the game, man. Do you know what I mean? Look at how much energy Leeds had at the start of the game. You put Cole Palmer on at the start of that game, and then he's just going to go missing because he won't be able to. Do you know what I mean? It's easier to bring it out. Like, how often do you see an attacking player just get started when they're coming back from injury? Like, it's so very, very rare, if at all. Do you know what I mean? Even Reece James, when he was coming back, he wasn't getting started. He was getting brought on. Do you know what I mean? It's really normal, man. Once a game's settled down, it's not quite as fast and intense and furious. Do you know what I mean? Then obviously Cole Palmer. I never thought Cole Palmer was going to start this game. And again, I think the lineup was weird, but we had enough. It wasn't like I expected more rotation than we got. I expected to see Yoro Hato. Do Do you know what I mean? I thought we're going to see Yoro Hato, maybe we're going to see Facundo Buonanotte, maybe even Tyreek George. Do you know what I mean? And we had half of our first team on today. Do you know what I mean? Delap, Pedro, Cucurella, Enzo Fernandez. Do you know what I mean? It's like we literally had half of our first team in that starting 11 today.
I think the management of the team today was lacking, and I don't mean just the selection. I think the mindset, the mentality. I don't think our players expected the kind of game they actually saw.
No.
I think we expected to have possession, comfortable possession, pass the ball about, create our chances, do our make our runs, get our ball to the player. That's what we were expecting. We were not expecting Leeds to come at us, and when they did come at us, we didn't know how to deal with that. There was
100%.
no plan. There was no plan B in place, and for me, that is, you see, this is the problem I have with MERSCA, and I'm people will call me a MERSCA hater. People will say I'm a MERSCA out. Look, I'm a realist. Enzo MERSCA is learning on the job. Enzo MERSCA is, and he has learned. We saw that, against Arsenal. We went down to 10 men, and he learned from the previous times we went down to 10 men, and he didn't make that same mistake. But if we want to be doing something with this team, we don't want to have a manager who's learning on the job. We want to have a manager who knows what he's doing. And I think Enzo MERSCA will become a fantastic manager. He has what it takes to do that. Are we prepared to wait for 2-3 years for him to learn how to manage at this level?
I think it's going to happen whether we want it to or not, man. Do you know what I mean? I think it's going to happen. Unless it gets to Graham Potter levels again, I don't think he'll go anywhere.
I don't think he's that bad. I don't think he's that bad to take us down. What was it, Matt? 30-something%?
Oh, 38% win rate.
38% win ratio. I don't think MERSCA will take us down that path. But
no, definitely.
No, but he is frustrating the hell out of us.
Yeah,
because you look at the performances we just put in, and all you got to do, don't watch Chelsea fan channels, don't watch my channel, don't watch the boys, watch the opposition, watch the rivals, and watch and listen to what they have been saying about Chelsea over the past couple of weeks. We had them rattled. We had them shitting bricks, especially against Barcelona and Arsenal. Those two games, we were, everyone thought Chelsea, Arsenal going to push them aside. Barcelona going to destroy them. That didn't happen. And then you have this performance, and you literally undo all of the hard work.
It's a pattern emerging. It's just a pattern emerging.
I know, Matt. See, the thing is this. We know Christmas period is a tough period. We've got bare games coming up, one after the other. We got another game in 3 days, okay? And then we've got another one 3 days after that.
Oh, yes.
So we've got games coming left, right, and centre. And I understand we're going to drop points. I get it. Drop points because the opposition were better. I'm not taking anything away from Leeds, because today, the way they played, they were the better team.
100%.
I take my hat off to them.
Yeah, definitely.
Leeds United, you deserved the win. You did the business. You beat us fair and square. I know the referee was a little bit frustrating at times, but that was the referee for both teams.
That's football as well, isn't it?
That's football. You're going to get that. So I'm not taking anything away from Leeds United, but I think we could have done better. And that is what's frustrating me. Had we have done better and still would have lost, it is what it is. It's football at the end of the day. But we didn't do enough. And that is why I'm frustrated. And that is why I'm angry. Down to 10 men, getting a draw against Arsenal, I wasn't happy, but I wasn't angry. Things didn't go our way, but at least we didn't lose.
We performed really well, man. It was a great game to watch. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. Even without the result, it was amazing watching that game.
10 men, but no one. If you had switched on the TV after Caicedo had been sent off, and you're watching that game, you would not have realised Chelsea were down to 10 men.
No.
Okay, because of the way we were playing, it was a very, very nice game, very, very good game. And that is what is frustrating to me. And I cut you off, my apologies.
It's all right, man. I can't even remember where I was, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I mean, we can dissect, player performances.
Yeah.
But would it be fair? I mean, player.
That's what I'm saying, mate. That's exactly what I'm saying. I'm like, it was just all of it was bad.
Yeah, I mean, one player today that you would say he wasn't playing that great, but for me, it wasn't him that wasn't playing that great. It was the players ahead of him. Robert Sanchez today did mistakes, did a lot of those mistakes that we have been, we've been afraid of. But I don't think he made those mistakes because he was bad. I think he made those mistakes because he was given the ball in a really, really awkward position. And for me, and today, people will say, Robert Sanchez, get rid of him. He's shit. But for me, it wasn't Robert Sanchez that was shit today. It was the back line ahead of him that put him in that position. That
100%.
put him in that position. And that for me is why I'm so frustrated. And look who's jumping on. Look who's there. Mikhail. I haven't seen this brother in years, man. Mikhail, what a legend. What a legend. Mikhail was a subscriber to the Blue Lounge before we even had 1,000 subscribers. That's how far back Mikhail goes, man. He was watching my 1,000 subscriber thank you video. That's how bad it was. Mikhail, welcome, brother. It's good to see you. I saw you earlier on Blue Clouds Media, on the New Zion's channel. We love having you on. We love having you on, man. We love having you on.
I'll be back in 2 minutes, man.
Go for it, brother. Go for it. Let me read Mikhail's comment. Let me bring it up on the screen. Evening, gents. Just got in. Just got it all wrong today, from the start lineup to the shape to the intensity to the execution to the concentration. This doesn't mean much. It was B team. We win this game at full strength, probably. When everyone is on the pitch, it is looking. When everyone's on the pitch is looking lost. It's usually the tactics. Mikhail, spot on. Spot on. That's exactly what I was saying. Tactically today, we weren't there. Enzo MERSCA did not plan this game well. Lineup, instructions, and the way we played. And when things went wrong, we didn't have a plan B. There was
I
no
got a question. I got a question for Mo and even Mikhail. Mikhail is the main reason why I'm going to bring this question now. Because during my stream, I said that I made one statement regarding McGee, and I did say that the experiment on McGee is over now. He doesn't really do much, and one thing I like about him is the press. But besides that, I don't think he's good enough to be even a Chelsea, number 2. What I'm thinking right now is what they're gonna do for him is he will end up going to Strasbourg, and Emmanuel Mega will be making his way back to will be making his way to Chelsea, and he'll go the other way to get match fitness, just like they're gonna do with Modric. So that's what. Do you think that McGee should be the second number 9 in our team? Is he good enough
yes.
to be number 9?
Yes.
I know he's very
Yes.
young.
Yes.
You think he's good enough to be a number 9?
Yes. Yes.
I
I think McGee has shown a lot of promise. Even when he came on today, would he have like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, something like that?
10, 15, I think, yeah.
10, 15 minutes. He put himself about. He's a tough lad, and he plays smart football. For his size, he's also got a very delicate touch. He can thread a pass. His vision is good. Is he the finished article? Hell no. He's got a hell of a long way to go.
That's what I'm talking about. It's not about him not being better in the future. I'm talking about now.
No.
Is he good enough?
Now we've got Delap. He's third in the pecking order. You got Delap, you got João Pedro, and then you've got him. He's third, and you know what? Even sometimes Enzo MERSCA has been preferring Tyreek George ahead of him. So I think he hasn't earned the respect of Enzo Maresca yet. Me personally, I think he is really, really good. I think he has the potential, and I think giving him more game time in the cups, in games like today, you know,
Uh-huh.
I would give him more game time. I would give him more game time. Give him the chance to build his confidence, to build his chemistry with his teammates. Because having him on the bench and bringing him on for 10, 15 minutes every now and then, that isn't really going to do it for him. I don't think.
I think the problem with Mark Yu is the fact that Emmanuel Omega's coming in, and Mark Yu is not a player; he's an asset. I think he's a valuable asset because we got him for so cheap. He is going to be sold. I think is the truth. So I think you can't pin too much hope on him because like if he does start playing really well, then all of a sudden you give yourself a massive headache because you've got Liam Delap who we've spent money on, you've got João Pedro who we've spent money on, you've got Emmanuel Omega who's coming in who we've spent money on. And we still have the financial issues. It's not the sexy thing, it's not the fun thing to talk about. Do you know what I mean? But the truth of the fact is we're going to have to sell. Do you know what I mean? If we want to buy any other players, if we want this centre back that we're talking about, or this goalkeeper or whatever, Mark Hugh's going to make money for that.
Mark Hugh scores 10 goals this season, his value doubles automatically.
Yeah.
So give him that chance.
You want it? Interesting.
You want to because that's the model. Yeah. I don't know if Lewis is watching, football fans and beyond, but this is the blue collar model. Buy them young, get them some minutes, sell them for profit. That's what. So let's do it. All right.
Yeah. I love Guy, man. I'd love to see him get more minutes.
I don't even think it's just blue collar model. This is the model. Recent football. Football has changed.
This is the mid-table model, Nee. This is the mid-table model. This is not the top-tier model, man.
What model are you talking about, Mo?
I'm talking about Brighton. I'm talking about Brighton. I'm talking about
No. I'm not talking about Brighton model. This is football model now.
No, not for the top teams. It's not, man.
United players they bought 16 years old. United about 16 years old.
United aren't buying players to sell on. But United are the worst selling club in the league, by the way. So
United will buy a player for 50 million and sell him for 25 million.
Yeah, less, even less. No, I agree with you, mate. I agree with you, mate. Like City don't buy players for cheap and then sell them on for loads of money. Liverpool don't buy players cheap and then sell them on for loads of money. Arsenal don't buy players cheap and then sell them on for loads of money. Not even Tottenham buy loads of players for cheap and sell them on for loads of money. It's really interesting what you've just said. We are trying to fuse the mid-table monetary model with the top 4 footballing success model. We're trying to do both things at the same time. And I've never really looked at it that way, but that's actually a great way of looking at it. And I think in itself, that is part of the problem, definitely, because mid-table teams, we're trying to be Dortmund and Brighton in terms of how we make money, but we also want to be Man City and Liverpool in terms of building a squad to win titles.
Look,
Matt, this is a question. One second, just 1 second. Matt, this is a question for you, brother.
I'm really concerned about Delap. Can you ask Matt about the tactical issues with Delap? Is it a mismatch with Maresca tactics and Delap gameplay? Yeah, I think so a little bit, man, to be honest. I think it's like Delap is not really the type of Maresca obviously loves João Pedro. Do you know what I mean? And that kind of version. And that's, we've seen Tyreek George play up front a lot of times as well. Nicholas Jackson. Do you know what I mean? I know he played under Pochettino as well, but Maresca obviously favours a striker that has a lot more about his game than just being a striker. And you can kind of see it with what he's asking Delap to do. Like today, Delap is putting crosses in and drifting wide and stuff like that, which obviously isn't a really natural part of his game. So I think it is definitely a bit of a square peg in a round hole situation with Delap. I think if you put Delap on, you play to Delap. That's how I think he worked at Ipswich. And that's and the thing is, it's a mad one because obviously Maresca's managed Delap before, but obviously in the Man City youth team. So things are really different when it gets to this level. But yeah, I think Maresca is used to, especially in his time at Chelsea, having more versatile players at his disposal than Delap is. I don't think Delap's a versatile player. I think Delap's kind of, I said this to you before, didn't I, Mo? He's like a battering ram. Do you know what I mean? You're supposed to use him like a battering ram. And we're not. We're getting him to drop deep and, play cute little passes, which every now and again he's getting better at, don't get me wrong. But, what I haven't seen us do with Delap yet is just throw him up top and lump balls at him and try, do you know what I mean? Like treat him like an old school number 9, which is essentially what he is.
Yeah.
And he's not able to handle those balls very well. I think that most of the battles he keep losing them. That's a big problem. Something he has to get better at as time goes on.
And he's a young player. Do you know what I mean? You know, one of the issues with our model is when you've got 1 or 2 20 to 21-year-olds in your squad, you give them a little bit of a buy, don't you? Because you're like, oh, they're a young player and stuff. But when your whole squad is full of an average age of 21, 22-year-olds, you'll look at an Estevan Willian and a Josh Achiampong and say they're young players because they've got teen in their name. But the truth of the fact is they're all really young players, man. Do you know what I mean? Jamie Gittins is a really young player. Liam Delap is a really young player. So we're putting this big expectation on these players because they're not the youngest players in our squad, because we're kind of conditioned that way, aren't we, at the end of the day? So I do think that's a bit of a problem as well. Like, we treat Liam Delap like he hasn't only had 1 season at Ipswich and had an amazing season at Ipswich when the ball was being played to him in a way that works for him. But he's a young player in a very different kind of squad, being asked to do a very different kind of role. And he is a developing player at the end of the day. And, you know, maybe that's part of the issue.
I want to ask you guys a question. Before I ask this question, though, guys, please smash that like button. We are really low on likes today. I don't know what's going on. I mean, yes, Chelsea lost, but it wasn't our fault. So please, please smash that like button. You know, there's like 24, 25 of you in the stream. Let's get these likes up. And I want to address this question from Chelsea Auntie. And by the way, big up to Chelsea Auntie.
Big up Chelsea Auntie.
She said this. And I want to know, why is this lad in the situation that he's in? She says, at this rate, I would rather have Jackson than Delap. Now, we know Nico Jackson is not coming back to Chelsea. This has been confirmed.
Yeah.
For Beat 710 spoke about this a few days ago. Regardless of what happens, and Nico Jackson will not fulfill the required number of games for him to be sold automatically. Chelsea can either sell him to Bayern Munich for 65 million at the end of the season, you know, pending Bayern Munich want to buy him for that fee, or Chelsea will sell him to another club, and there is a number of suitors for him, both in the Premier League and outside of the Premier League. So Nico Jackson will not be coming back to Chelsea. However, I agree with Chelsea Auntie's comment. I believe Nico Jackson is potentially the best forward out of the crop that we have. One second.
Yeah.
But whether you agree or disagree, that's not the question. Whether you agree or disagree, that's not the question. My question is, how did we get into a position where we've forced, and I stick by this, we forced Nico Jackson out of the club? What happened? Can you guys tell me what happened that we forced Nico Jackson out of the club? What happened? You tell me.
I don't think it was as much about Chelsea forcing Jackson out as much as it was we bought Delap and João Pedro. And we've seen it before. This isn't the first time that we've had 2 strikers on the books, and one of our strikers was like, "I'm not competing. I want guaranteed minutes, or I'm going somewhere else." A certain Romelu Lukaku, who wasn't up for competing against Demba Ba and Fernando Torres. I think it's that. I think it's just that. I think Jackson was our unimpeded number 1 striker, played almost every single game for 2 seasons without fail, unless he was injured or red carded.
Why was he dropped? Because he was red carded.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that red card ended his relationship with the club, correct?
I don't think it was just that, man. I don't think it was just a red card. I think when he got carded, then we start playing João Pedro up top, and João Pedro scores 5 goals in 7 games and gets us winning. He scores 2 goals against PSG, and Jackson goes, "I'm going to struggle to get game time with this guy in the squad." Jackson's probably looking at Chelsea now. I mean, at the end of the day, he's burnt his bridges. Do you know what I mean?
I agree 100%, but this is my problem, and it isn't just Jackson specifically, but it's Chelsea players generally. We are not managing our players correctly. We are not building that relationship with our players to show them they have got job security. They have the love, they have the respect, they have X, Y, and Z type of relationship with the club. We are dealing with our players as commodities, as assets.
Some of them.
Majority of them.
I think there's a few players in there like Caicedo, Palmer, Cucurella, Enzo Fernandez, James. I think a lot of our best first teamers are getting that security.
Even those players, once they get into a certain age, once they get into a certain part in regards to their contract, we have seen our club, and I'm not just talking about Gluko, even Roman Abramovich, even Maria Glaskaya, and I've spoken about this a ton, before Gluko came. We seem to throw away our players like they don't mean much, and we saw that with some big names, And for me, I think we need to have a better relationship with our players. Those who we didn't have that problem with, or those who we didn't mistreat in that particular way, till this day, they have got that strong relationship with the club. Till this day, they still have that respect for the club, and they have that relationship, and that come either do some coaching, that come either help the academy players, that come to do some consultancy, that even intervene in transfers when we're trying to get certain players. Example: Ginobili Mikel and Osimhen. It didn't work, but he did do his bit.
That was under Bluco though, so that was literally recently.
Recently. So that's the one that sticks in my mind.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Do you think that Jackson could be good enough to win us the Premier League and score 20 to 25 goals a season?
No.
So this is the problem.
I think so.
So I agree with Mo.
I don't think so.
I agree with Mo. I don't think. And this is part of the problem, man.
He'll score 10, 15 goals.
Yeah.
He might have a good season. But I don't think he... So he may score 15 or even 20 goals, but it's not only the quantity, but it's the quality of those goals. Are those goals the goals that are going to win you a match? Or is it,
and he'd get a hat trick against a bad team and inflate his numbers. Do you know what I mean? It's like that was a thing that happened a few times with him as well.
One second, Matt. I love Nico Jackson. I think he's a fantastic player, and he's better than both Delap and Mark Gui. I'm not comparing him to João Pedro because João Pedro is a different position, in my opinion. Yeah. João Pedro, for me, he's a 10. He's been given the 9 role, but that's not really, for me, his position. So this is why I would have rather have had him in this squad than these two. Not because I don't like these players. I just think Nico Jackson would have done better. By now, Nico Jackson would be on 7-8 goals.
I think we're putting Nico Jackson on a bit of a pedestal, though, just because our other strikers aren't playing that well. I think it's, I think it's easy to say, yeah, Jackson. It's the same sort of thing about Sanchez. Like, when Philip Jorgensen plays and he's absolutely terrible, you're like, oh, get Sanchez back in goal. And I know Sanchez is going all right now, but when that was happening, that was still in and around the conversation of we need another goalkeeper. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's like, for me, it just feels like so easy to say that, obviously Nicholas Jackson at the moment will probably be doing a bit better than Liam Delap and João Pedro in terms of numbers, but would that actually mean that we're doing better than we are? Do you know what I mean? That's the thing, isn't it? I think it's a complicated thing, and I think that Jackson, at the end of the day, like, I like Jackson, but the fact that he left in the way that he did, and he pushed for that move, man. Do you know what I mean? He pushed for that move. We wanted to call him back, and he said, "I'm not coming back." So it wasn't just Chelsea saying get out. He was also like, "Nah, mate, I'm done." Do you know what I mean? Yeah, so a bit petulant from him.
Matt, they open the door and they say, please go through that door.
That's what politely. City do, though, man. That's what City do.
Yeah. Please go through that door politely. And
so you can go if you want to go and you wanted to go.
Yeah. And then we have an injury and like, no. Come back.
Well, yeah.
Well, obviously he's not going to come back.
Well,
put yourself in his shoes. Unless he was treated with respect and he was treated well, he would come back. He would say,
I don't know, man.
I mean, imagine.
You came back.
Just, yeah. I mean, imagine the likes of Mason Mount.
Yeah.
Mason Mount in that position, being sent out alone to another club, and then like, oh, Matt, we need you. he wouldn't even hesitate. You know what? He'll hear about the injury and he'll be on the phone like, Gaffer, do you guys want me to come back or am I good to go with this?
He was an academy player though, man. Do you know what I mean? Again, that's a bit different. Do you know what I mean? Nicholas Jackson doesn't actually have any loyalty to Chelsea. Do you know what I mean? It's like he's a mercenary at the end of the day. A lot of the players that we buy are mercenaries. This is one of the problems with modern football is a lot of players are mercenaries now. Do you know what I mean? Loyalty and passion and connection to the club is a lot rarer than it used to be. Do you know what I mean? I think we see genuine flashes of it. Like I think people, obviously Reece James really connected to the club. I genuinely feel that Enzo Fernandez feels connected to the club. I do see it every now and again, but the majority of players that we get are mercenaries, man.
Matt, you reminded me. You reminded me. Look, I said there was a lot of negative aspects in this game, but there was a couple of positive ones.
Yeah.
And we actually spoke about this before we went live. And look, lads, I want to mention specifically two players, and it isn't just these two players that I'm about to mention. There's more, but these two players over this season specifically, for me, have shown their heart. They've shown their passion. They've shown their commitment, and they've shown their leadership. And it isn't just by the way they have been playing, but by the attitude they've been carrying on that pitch. And both of these two players that I'm about to mention have been slated like nobody's business by the fan base. The fan base has been unfair to them, underappreciative of them. Can you guys in the chat tell me who you think I'm talking about? Which two players do you think I'm talking about? Two players that have surprised you in their passion, in their leadership, and in what they have done on the pitch recently. Two players that have surprised you, or that you were not expecting this, or you were not expected to feel like this about them. I'll give you guys a couple more seconds in the chat. I want to know which two players you think I'm talking about. I'll give you a clue. They play for Chelsea. No, I'm joking. Which two players you think I'm talking about? Let me know in the chat. Oh, you think I'm talking about Garnacho? Okay. You think I'm talking about Garnacho? TOSIN. Dennis having a laugh, mate. Garnacho and Santos. Good shout. Keep them coming. I'm going to reveal who in just a second. But there's some good shouts. But let me just say, you guys haven't got them yet. You haven't got them yet. Passion doesn't put you in a... Okay. We'll see. There you go. Man, he's reading my mind. Lewis is reading my mind. Lewis has got one. Who's the second? Lewis has got one. Who's the second? Daniel, come on, man. Delap. The tea lady. Rich Moneymaker, the tea lady. Chalobah. No, Chalobah, that's the way he is, man. That's the way he is. He's always been like that. All right, I'm going to tell you. It's Pedro Neto. Both Enzo Fernandez and Pedro Neto have been slated by the fan base for a very, very long time. Yeah, Lewis got there at the end. They have been slated. The way that they're playing, the passion that they're showing, and let me just bring this comment up. Where is it? So this comment says, passion doesn't put you in the title race. No, it wins you the title. If you don't have passion, if you don't have that mentality, that energy, you are not winning the title. You can be the best team in the world. But when you're on that pitch, if you don't have that passion, you don't have that drive, that commitment, that energy, and I'm seeing that from Pedro Neto, and I'm seeing that from Enzo Fernandez. They've not had the best performances since they've been in the club. They've had their ups and downs. They've had their injuries. But their commitment... Today, Pedro Neto literally jumps on the pitch and straight away changes the way we've been attacking. And great ball in from Gittins. He gets on the end of it. Boom. we're back in the
More,
game.
more. Look, I think Enzo Fernandez have shown it in last season. He's shown it many times. If you guys can
Yeah, he has.
remember, there was
He
one
has.
time that people think that he's leaving the football club to Real Madrid. He scored a goal. He took his jersey off and he said, "Well, I belong here. I belong here." If you can remember, He's scored multiple goals where he has that kind of. I have more images of him showing that kind of passions. Like, come on, let's go. I belong here. And Stavia Williams has also done the same thing, like pointing at the badge, trying to tell the fans that he belongs here, he is part of us, that kind of a thing. But yeah, Sanchez is also one of them. One of the players that they never give him a chance. They think that he's always got a mistake in him and he's not going to make it. They need a new goalkeeper. But yet, he's everything is dead right now. No one is talking about Sanchez because of his performance and clean sheets. Just because he's got good defense, good back four, consistent back four. They'll make a goalkeeper better. Just
Nee,
like
you're spot.
Peter
You're
Cech.
spot on, Nee.
Peter
You're
Cech.
spot on. Robert Sanchez, when he had Chalobah and Fofana ahead of him, he was doing fine. He was doing fine. We didn't see any of the blunders that we saw today. Today, nah, it was a different Robert Sanchez. It was old school Robert Sanchez.
Yeah. When you have Uncle Tosin over there, they call him Uncle Tosin a reason. He's not good enough, and he's never been good enough. Uncle Tosin, he's slow. He can't turn. His bearings and everything are all leaking out. The oil has got leakages on his hips and legs. He can't turn. He can't turn.
Do you know what they called Lukaku? What was it? Cement boots, Timberland boots,
Timber boots.
timber boots. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think we're going to get some names coming Tolson's way. I don't know, but we'll see. I want to get your take, both of you, in regards to December, because December is chock a block with games. We've seen today what happened. What are we expecting to see for the rest of the month? I'll start with Matt.
I think we'll pick up points, man. Do you know what I mean? I think I was never expecting us to win every single game we've got in December. And the truth of the fact is we play better against teams that generally come out and give us space and stuff. And there's a couple of those in the running. I think we'll beat Atalanta in the Champions League. We'll beat Cardiff. Do you know what I mean? I think Bournemouth and Everton will be tricky, but I think they won't be as unexpected as this. I think the thing about this Leeds game is they shocked us and it was so unpredictable. And you know, Enzo Maresca even said in his press conference, Daniel Farke is unpredictable. Do you know what I mean? The only predictable thing about Daniel Farke and Leeds was that they were going to be unpredictable, and they really caught us off guard today. But I think we can win all of the games in December. I think it would be a miracle if we do. Do you know what I mean? And it's a shame to go straight into it losing this one against Leeds. But if this is in isolate, what have we got? 8 games in December? We've lost one. If we can win 5 of the 8 games, 6, so if we lose one game and draw another game, but we get 5 wins, that's decent. Whatever way you look at it, man. Do you know what I mean? That's reasonable form. One loss in 8 games is really, really good form for anyone, essentially. So if we lose 3-4 games, then especially if they're league games, then that's a bit of a problem. I'm a bit concerned about the Cardiff game. Maybe not the Cardiff game in itself, but I'm worried about Maresca tanking cups because we've seen that before. Do you know what I mean? We saw that last season. But I think it's reasonable to expect us to win 5 of the next 7 games that we've got coming up, if not more.
Okay. Win 5. All right. I'll take that. Nee, what's your take on December?
Very, very hectic season. It's not. Season. It's not going to be It's not going to be easy for Chelsea. But if I look at our next 6 games, which include Cardiff and Atlanta, I think those are winnable. But will Enzo Maresca go and make 10 changes and 9 changes, like you said? It's not going to be easy going into the Newcastle United Stadium and play that game and win and pick up all 3 points. It's not going to be that easy because we don't have good record. playing at their own backyard. We don't have that good record. St James's Park, we don't have that good record there. Bournemouth will also be a very difficult task because we're going to the Vitality Stadium, which is also not an easy place to go and pick up all 3 points. Adano Ayola still playing good football. He still has Semenyo, although he has a release clause of 60 million on his head. He's still he's still playing very well. It's not going to be easy. There's going to be a lot of changes. That is when Enzo Maresca, we're going to see the best of Enzo Maresca on how he manages players and how he does his changes. Because although you said he's going to put his trust on his players or on his bench, he has to be very, very careful because we have a good big squad, but not all of them are good enough. The defense alone is showing us. Maybe we can say we have Focado, Bolognete, but maybe it's not good enough. We've seen that when he comes on, he's been doing good, but we can't afford to make that many changes as time goes on. We can't afford. There are certain players that you cannot rest them. Yeah, pros will tell you those that played the game before. Some say there are certain players that you don't need to rest them. They are good in every game. And if Enzo Maresca knows his team very well, he should be able to analyze and come up with players that doesn't need many rest, or they don't need many rest. You know, players that are injury prone. Reece James is one of them, and maybe Cole Palmer. You can put Cole Palmer there, or maybe a Buddy Shelley there. Those players definitely you have to rest them. But Gusto, I don't think Gusto is always ready to go. Cucurella always ready to go. You get just like he's been doing. Why won't anyone say Cucurella need rest? He doesn't need it because he is always ready to go. You get what I'm saying? But there are certain games, maybe the Cardiff game, you can say, okay, if it's maybe Carabao Cup game or FA Cup game, let's take a little rest some of these players that don't get rest at all, and then bring some of the players from the
Is it
bench. But make sure you start
is it
well and take them out.
is it a quarter final or semi final? Cardiff game.
The Cardiff, I think quarterfinal.
Quarter final. Okay.
Yeah,
So three games away from the trophy. We got to play for that.
yeah,
We
we're
got to
going
play for
away.
that.
We're going to
Yeah.
Cardiff ground, if I
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
remember. In
I
Atlanta,
think
we're going to Atlanta ground.
we'll rotate though.
Bournemouth
We
away
have to.
also. Yeah, we play Aston
We'll
Villa at
rotate,
home.
but I don't want to see Maresca taking this game. Well, we need to focus our resources elsewhere. No, we need this trophy. It's a domestic trophy. I would be happy with this trophy and a top four finish and a good one in the Champions League. I'd be happy with
Mhm.
that for
Yeah,
this
man, me
season.
too.
But finishing top four, good one in the Champions League, coming out trophyless, nah. This we can win. This we can win, and we can put in the bag and just build on it. The winning mentality needs to be embedded back into our players and our fans. I've been doing this for a few years, and for us to talk about not winning or accepting, we would never talk about accepting top four. We'd always talk about challenging. That was our goal, to challenge. If we finish in the top four, fantastic, brilliant. But over the past few years, our expectations have dropped, and I want to see us build that up again to where we used to be. Yeah, you're living in the past, whatever. I love my club, and I want to see my club at the best, at the highest level, and I want to see the players drive for that. And winning a trophy is going to push that winning mentality. And once you taste success, you want to keep that taste in your mouth. You don't want to lose it. And that's why winning the Champions League, winning the Conference League and the Club World Cup, it gave these lads a bit of taste of success. I know we've got Chalobah, James have had the bigger, the more important title, Champions League. But for us to win that Premier League, we need to get more of these titles. Lewis, love you, mate. Love you. Yeah, man. Lewis, I'm just spitting facts, mate. I'm spitting facts. Big-headed, maybe, but I'm a Chelsea fan. I want to see Chelsea win. I want to see Chelsea succeed. Big up to you, Lewis, and thank you for your continuous generosity. This was bought from generosity from you and from me on my left hand side over here. So every penny you guys donate, it goes to making my setup more attractive. Thank you. All right, lads, look. Dan, my man, Mo, and the panelists, big up. What a shit performance tonight. Not good enough. Yeah, Dan, I was watching the game with you. So I know what it's like, man. I know. You almost ended your stream halfway through. I know. No, he did, man. He Dan was not enjoying that game. But listen, lads, we are about to end the stream. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you. The chat has been fire tonight. Really enjoyed reading your comments, and apologies for not being able to highlight all of them. But all your comments have been fantastic. And continue to support by putting your comments in, smashing that like button, and we will be back live on Sunday night. The next show is going to be on Sunday night. So please tune in for that. It will be at 10 p.m. UK time, and that's going to be every Sunday night. But I am going to be making content more often during the December period, as we are going to have more games. So please make the time and tune in. And if you're still watching, I want to ask you for a favor, and as I do, we get another super chat. So, do you want me to buy a camera now? Because I've got the upgraded mic.
Whatever you want
You want me to buy a camera?
Whatever you want to buy.
Big up to Nee. Thank you for that super chat. Much appreciated. The support from you guys is amazing. What was I going to say? Oh, and in regards to
Well, I get around real quick, bro. I'll leave you and Matt to finish up. I got dinner ready.
Can I just have you? I'm literally going to finish up in 2 seconds. I need you for just 2 seconds.
Okay.
This geezer, Blue Clouds Media, his name is on the screen. I want you to go check out his channel. Great content. Used to be daily content. Recently, it's been less. Life, family takes precedence. But I want you guys to please go check out his channel and show him some love. Blue Clouds Media, he's been doing this for a while now, and your support would be much appreciated. And the other guy as you're looking to be on my right, Matt from the Stanford Sink. Please go and show some love to his channel as well. New up-and-coming YouTuber. Fantastic quality content.
Thanks, man.
I'm in awe of the amount of effort he puts into his content. The research he puts in, the artwork, the design, the layout, the format, the music, the effects, brilliant content. Go check it out. If you like it, subscribe. If you don't like it, at least dislike one of his videos before you leave. Just interact.
Give me a thumbs down, man. It's all good.
Give him a thumbs down. Or even leave him a comment telling him how much you hate his channel. Doesn't matter. Just go check him out. But yeah, big up to everyone, and thank you all for the support. I will see you all on Sunday night. Take care. Stay safe. Peace.